So how do you break free from a toxic relationship? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sasha. If it's your first time here, also known as Healing Honey, I wanted to make this video about how we can end a toxic cycle in your life. Once you know that, okay, this is not really something that I want to be in, like there's a lot of red flags, this is toxic, this is hurting me, I want to break free, but I don't know how. And you know, when we're dealing with matters of the heart, it can be so tricky. Like once you're already in love or once you feel deeply for somebody, even if you want to break free, you might not know how to. And you might feel powerless and you might feel like, dang, what do I do? So that's why I'm making this video. I'm making it for you. Like if you're here, I'm so grateful. And these are things that I've been through in my real life. So how do you break free from a toxic relationship? How do you move on when you love somebody, but it's hurting you? Like the relationship is hurting them, it's hurting you. You guys are going at it all the time. You know, it's not gonna be easy to do. It's not a fun process. And the way that I've learned to break free, it starts with a decision. Like you have to be fed up. Like you have to make a decision that, okay, let me take my emotions out of it for a minute and just look at it for what it is. Like we've been going through it. It's a cycle. So it's like, it's not like just one bad thing happens and you just give up. Like, no, you know, I believe in commitment and dedication in a relationship. But when we talk about a toxic cycle, it's about something crazy continuously happening. So the first step is making the decision and setting that intention, like, okay, I'm done. And then that's when all the sadness like pours in and you're gonna be feeling hurt and you're probably gonna want to cry. That's like the first step of healing. It's just like releasing and crying and feeling the pain. And this can seem scary, and that's why so many people stay stuck in bad situations, because they're afraid of the pain. They want to run from the pain, they want to run from their emotions, but you can't run from it, you have to run through it, and you can get through it. And I know a lot of feelings surface for me. You know, a lot of times, like when we've been in a relationship, especially if it was for a long time, we feel like, oh my God, I don't want to fail. I've put so much time, I've put so much energy, so much effort, I put my whole heart in it, all my love. Maybe you gave your body, having sex, I don't know. When it comes to an end, or when you feel like it's time for it to end, you might feel like a failure, like, dang, this failed, and that doesn't feel good. You know, these are harsh emotions that we're gonna go through, but it's normal. And I want you to know that you're not a failure, even though it's gonna feel like that in the moment. In the moment, it's not gonna feel great, but really you're succeeding, and really you're overcoming, you're persevering, but it's just that you're not gonna see that until later. And a lot of times, you guys, we can fear the unknown. Like we crave certainty, like people do, and familiarity. I mean, it's hard to break free, but I think fears come up because we're like, well, if we give up this relationship, like what's next for me? Like what if I, you know, ruined a good thing? What if this was the best that I could do? What if this was meant to be? Like all of those fears start to surface, and we forget why we're even contemplating leaving. Like, so that's what I mean by sometimes looking at a situation without your emotions and just logically and being like, okay, if I'm thinking about breaking up with them over and over and over and over, if we keep going through the same cycle, if I know deep inside like this is not healthy for me, but I'm here, then when those fears surface, you just have to choose to have faith instead, and choose to trust God and surrender. Surrender, you guys. I found my notebook from like almost 4 years ago. Proclaim your intentions even when you're not there yet, and just say like, God, take the, like, I'm trusting you, I'm trusting myself, and I don't know, I fear the unknown, but just lead me there. Like uncertainty is a gift, because that's where the magic is. Like when you don't know what's next, that's when the magic can happen. And God is so much bigger than us, can see far ahead of us. So like relationships, they're in our life for a season, and this goes against the fairy tale, the romantic thing that we want to buy into of like, it's one person for me forever. Okay, maybe, but a lot of times relationships come in cycles, whether it's friendships or romantic or whatever the situation is, 10-year cycle, and then they're gone. Like, and it hurts, like, because it's familiar, you love them, you guys had all these great memories, you thought it would last forever, but trust God that when something ends, there are so many reasons behind it for you to grow, for them to grow, and learn how to stand on your own 2 feet. You never want to become codependent, and you never want to lose yourself trying to hold on to somebody else. You know, like, don't lose yourself trying to hold on to a relationship. You don't want to be in a state of desperation. Trust that things are happening for your highest good, even when you can't see it. You know, so that's where the surrender comes in, and God is going to bless your mess. I promise you. Like, people break up every single day, and it's not easy, but you can do it, and it feels so much better after versus staying stuck. And you know, guys, just because you separate from somebody doesn't mean that you lose love for them. You can love somebody and break up with them. Like, you can still have love for them. You can have enough wisdom to know that you guys are better off not together. But doesn't mean that you just hate them, doesn't mean that you dislike them, doesn't mean that you have to fight or it has to be like a crazy breakup. Crazy breakups happen when there's toxic cycles at play, you know, and so just remember that, because a lot of times we feel like, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose this person completely out of my life forever, and that's not true. A lot of times it takes some time to heal, but in the end, everything works out. I just want to encourage you, because I've been there, feeling that frustration that this is not fair. Like, this should have worked out. Like, what am I doing wrong? Well, what if I change? Well, what if I can get them to change? And it just eats up so much time. And everything is happening for a reason. But the way that I learned to break out of a toxic relationship, how did I break the toxic cycles, was by letting go and trusting my intuition, trusting myself, and giving all that energy that I was trying to pour into this relationship that felt like it was a cup that had holes at the bottom of it. Like, no matter how much energy I poured, how much love, how much patience, it wasn't working out. So at some point I had to throw my hands in the air and be like, there's a reason this is not working out. Like, maybe there are things I cannot see. Maybe there's lessons to be gained. Maybe I need to learn how to stand on my own 2 feet. Maybe this person needs to grow. Maybe there's somebody better for me out there. I don't know all the reasons. I just know that at this point in time, I have to focus on myself. So all that energy I was pouring into the relationship, I took my energy back and I started pouring it into myself and developing my own self-love and working on my inner world, working on healing my inner child, because a lot of times when we just feel so sad from a breakup, there's always more reasons to it. And when you spend some alone time and you write down your feelings, you meditate, you pray, you purge, like, things are going to surface in you that you may not have known. And it's a chance for you to build this relationship with yourself. That is the most valuable thing, because people come and go in our life. That's just how it is, you guys. Like, people think that when you're in a relationship, even a marriage, that you own that person, they belong to you. And that's moving from your ego. The reality is we're just experiencing each other, and it's a gift to experience someone. Attachment is the root of all suffering. So when you think about that, when you're so deeply attached to somebody, anybody, that's gonna cause you suffering, because that's not how it was meant to be. You are complete and whole on your own. Can you find your reflections in life? Absolutely. Are there beautiful connections to experience? Absolutely. Can we learn from each other, love one another, nurture one another, take care of one another, be in friendship, be in community? Absolutely. But the number one relationship you have and obligation you have is to yourself first. And God is within you having a human experience. So when it's crazy because we're all one, but at the same time, we're having an individual experience. And so like love without any attachment, love without wanting anything back, like just love and love yourself, honor your feelings. When your own soul is speaking back to you saying like, this person is hurting you, this person is treating you bad, poorly, you're not growing, you're feeling stuck, you guys are not aligned. They're bringing out the worst in you instead of the best. They're saying disrespectful things. They have an undertone of like just being sneaky or being mean, harsh, rude, like, and it's a cycle and you just feel something's not right. Okay, honor those feelings. Respect yourself enough to let go. And don't be like, oh, I need them to survive. I can't live life without them. Only worse things are gonna happen that way. Picture yourself in a river trying to swim upstream. The natural flow is going this way. And you guys know how powerful water is. To try to fight that, you're trying to fight life itself. You're trying to fight God. You're trying to go against the grain. And you're gonna tire yourself out. You're gonna become exhausted because life is trying to lead you in a new direction and you're resisting that. So when we resist, what we resist persists. When we try to fight that, we don't want to let go, we're afraid, okay, we're moving from fear, we don't want to be alone, whatever the reason is, like, it's only going to cause more pain, more hurt for you, for the other person, more suffering. And so we have to be brave and courageous. That's how you break out of a toxic relationship. You are brave and courageous, and you set yourself free. Only you can do it. God is so mysterious and perfect. A lot of times we don't understand until way later why things happen the way that they did. And so it's really a chance to grow your faith and grow your relationship with God, grow your relationship and trust with yourself. And that's something that no one can ever take away from you. And so it makes life more beautiful to recognize that nothing is forever while we're on earth. You know, your soul is forever, but these experiences, this is how you can move for more gratitude. And instead of looking at all the bad that happened, instead of trying to drag things along, you can focus, like realize, see all of the good that happened, all of the good times that you shared, all of the happiness, the laughter, the love, the good experiences. Like, have gratitude in your heart for that, and then let go instead of creating more bad times. Like, when there's a messy breakup, if you're having trouble breaking out of a toxic relationship, all you're really doing is like creating more bad experiences to then be locked in your memory. Like, no. Cut ties, like do it in a clean way, do it sharp, like make a decision, be decisive. And that's my best advice for you guys. That's the way to do it. And you can, you know, and I've found that once you spend some time alone and you develop that self-love is really a flex. Not that many people have it, you know, because everyone's afraid to be alone, but it's the foundation to a healthy relationship. God is going to surprise you. Once you're more solid within yourself, you know who you are, you know, okay, this is, you develop standards, like, okay, you've been through some things, right? So it's like, this is what I require in a partner. Otherwise I'm gone. You have the strength to do that because you've done it now, versus just sticking around. Oh, we've been together for so long, so I'm going to just stay, but it's not good for you. Like, you have to develop that strength so that in the future, when you're in a new relationship, if you're not being treated properly, if things are not going right, you're not afraid. You are moving from love instead of fear, self-love, to be like, I will survive if I'm not in this situation. So that's why a lot of times God does take people away, because we've become codependent, and God's like, nah. You can stand on your own 2 feet. You have to learn how to do this. because you should not allow anyone to treat you crazy and stick around. Like, so it has to do with your self-worth, your self-love, and that's really what I've learned on my journey. And that other person too, like both of y'all need to take a break, press pause, and be okay with that and learn how to get to a place, because at first it's not going to feel okay. Oh my God. And it's okay. But it will not stay hard forever, I promise you. You know, and even though you can't see it in the moment, a lot of times God is going to just bring the right person into your life where, you know, like we meet people where we're at the time. So if once you break away, you change, you evolve, you grow, now you're going to attract somebody else you've leveled up. Now you're going to attract somebody else who's leveled up, who's in a healthier place, who also has the self-love, who also has the self-respect, who also knows what they want and more aligned. Like, let's say you started a relationship when you were 18, you don't really know who you are, okay, versus starting a relationship when you're like 30, okay, now I know loyalty is important to me, commitment, or whatever it is for you. So you guys, for me, I just learned mostly just to trust God, basically, because God is love and God is good. And so when things are unfolding in your life, it's for a reason. And when you can overcome these hurdles, when you can choose to do what's in your best interest, your own best interest, God is very much alive, present, conscious, sees that, honors that, blesses that, and you will be blessed this way. Your life is going to improve this way. You're going to feel more solid within yourself. You're building your faith with God. That relationship is going to deepen and strengthen because God said, look, you did your part. Now let me give you this. Like, you did your part and look at what you learned. Look at what you gained. There's blessings in it, hidden blessings, miracles, magic. And so when you're going through a rough time, just remember this word, hope, okay? There's hope still. Even through pain, the heart is so resilient. It's going to love again. Even when it feels broken, it's not really broken. You're just feeling all the emotions of life, all the different energies, and it's beautiful, you know, and it's okay. Like, be patient with yourself, trust God, surrender to what's happening, and then you're going to get through it. You're going to break the cycle. You're going to become stronger and leave some room in your heart for magic and for miracles. And when you're ready, you're going to love again. You're going to find yourself loving again. You know, when you're going through a breakup, you always feel like it's like such a dark time, right? So you're like, I'm never going to love anybody as much as I love them. But then you do, and it's maybe more aligned, more true, more for you, more meant to be, like, but you'll never know that until you break free. So you have to take a risk. You have to go into uncertainty. You have to take that leap and free yourself and free them and set boundaries. When you are breaking a toxic cycle, you cannot have this person in your ear trying to convince you to stay. Like, there's too many emotions. It's too messy that way. You have to make this decision and then just be like, that's it. Like, I don't love you any less, but I'm choosing to love myself and focus on myself. And when they blow up your phone, when they try to show up, when they try to post stuff on social media to get at you, like, you have to just stay focused on your decision and give yourself a break. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that you can stay friends with an ex? Like, honestly, I'm so curious. That might be a video that I do. Drop me a comment, let me know. Are you able to be just friends with your ex? I don't know if it's possible because a lot of times one or both might have some lingering feelings, and so it could get tricky. But I know that at the beginning of a breakup, you for sure just have to be on a solo tip. Like, do you, focus on you. Don't be checking their page. Don't be worried about what they're doing. It's only gonna hurt you. Let them heal and move on however it is they need to do it. And I seriously suggest for you, Do not just rush into a new relationship, because that's not fair to you or that new person. You're bringing all this grief and all this messy stuff. Like, just take some time out for yourself, and when you're ready to date again, I promise you, find someone new. Like, love never ceases. Love is always available to you. Love is always there. Your heart can always love again. Being heartbroken is like an illusion. We're so dramatic as humans, but your heart can always love again. Your heart will love again. You are love, you know, and so remember this and have faith. I'm sending you love and power and healing on your journey. Drop me a comment, let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care of yourself. Bye.